Hey guys, I'm the Dragonsbeard and I'm back with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we are going back into the Doom Tower. We're going to be taking on Bommal Hard 50, and I'm going to use the same team that I used to take on Hard 10. We didn't even change any of the speeds. Really, there's only two differences, and that's the levels of Roshkard and Anax, since I didn't have them maxed out last time. So we've got Tower up at level 60 now, same gear, same speeds. I farmed his masteries up, and that's where some of the experience came from, but I did not spend them yet because I wanted to prove that you didn't need them in order to take on the hard 50. Same thing for Anax. He's got all of his scrolls, but none of them spent. And if I take myself off the screen here, I'm going to bring up the RSL helper that shows all the champions at once. So same speeds between 190 and 198 for everyone. And then when I built them for the last time around, the resistance I had a little more than I needed. I kind of wanted to be in that 350 to 400 range, just so that I would be able to try to use the same builds against hard 50. So that's kind of why I went overkill last time. One of the other things I've done since the last video is I put together some infographics that are going to tell you how much resistance you're going to want to have for each difficulty level. So on hard 10, the boss has 350 accuracy, which gets cut in half by the debuff. So he's effectively running at 175 accuracy anytime decrease accuracy is up. So for resistance, you're going to want somewhere in like the 300 plus range. That's going to get 7% or less of the bombs from landing on us. It's also going to prevent the buff strip from happening because that can cause some nastiness if it happens often. We want to keep block damage up. We want to make sure everybody's living through the damage, so that's the reason why we're stacking the accuracy. For hard 50, then we're going to want roughly 100 more. The boss has 200 more accuracy, gets cut in half, so anywhere in that 400 plus range is healthy for hard 50. And then for hard 90, we've got about 500 is what you're going to want. So I'm going to run my champions. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to 500 resistance and the speeds that I'm going to need for hard 90, so I'm aiming for like 415. And as you can see, I'm running Brogdon as my lead. So with the 60 from his aura, that'll bring me in at 475 and will give me about an 11% chance to get bombed. I think that that's minimal enough that I'm going to be able to deal with that incoming damage. We'll see. I might have to switch people around with their masteries to get the extra resistance from the defense tree. Alright, so I've already pre-recorded the fight. I did it earlier. My 10-month-old daughter was asleep on my lap. I couldn't really talk while the fight was going on, so I'm going to kind of explain some of the things that happened while I was going through it, but we're going to skip ahead to like the 4-minute mark just because the waves are super slow, just like the first time around, and show you what goes on here. So right at the beginning of the encounter, you can see I did not get a turn yet, and then Bommal went ahead and summoned the Dreadbombs. What's going on is that last time I was faster than the boss. I was at 190 to 197 and he was at 190. This time I'm at the same speeds, 190 to 197, and then the boss is running at 210. So he gets his turn, and then based off of the way the turn meter ticks and stuff happen, all of my champions will go immediately after. So I do take that first round of bombs, not a huge deal, and then we're going to go ahead and start the rotation as normal. And then get everybody's turns in, and then go ahead and block the damage as the turn meter on the Dreadbombs starts to fill up. So not very much different than what happened on 10 difficulty, but it's like one turn different in the cycle compared to the first difficulty, just because the speeds are a little faster on the boss. The Dreadbomb speeds do not change, and every difficulty, normal, hard, 10, 50, 90, whatever, the Dreadbombs are always at 75 speed, so once he throws them out there, they're going to have a set amount of time before they explode, and that's the reason why I'm using the block damage here. But the boss is going to have a different number of turns before they explode. So this is the part where it's going to be really, really tricky to do with Warcaster, because you're going to have to adjust the speeds of your champions to make sure that the turn order happens exactly. With the 2-turn duration from Tower, we have a little bit of wiggle room. But with Warcaster, he's going to need to go dead last before both bombs explode. And I haven't quite got the math worked out yet, or a spreadsheet put together to determine how fast he's going to need to be. So the other thing that's going on with the decreased accuracy is that when I first came in here, I thought it had to be up no matter what. That's why I thought I was going to have to bring an extender in. I thought I was going to have to bring Vogoth instead of Steel Skull. but with the way that it works, there's really only two things in the encounter that are helped significantly by having decreased accuracy up, and that's the rain of bombs, where it throws a bunch of them out at you, and that's the buff strip. So I would say the buff strip is the one that on this team, with Brogni's buffs going out, could really make the team fall apart. So what I did is I made sure that every time the buff strip was coming, one of two things happened. I either saved Anax's cooldown to put decreased accuracy, or I went ahead and manually made sure all of my buffs fell off, and I did not refresh them until after he used that cooldown. So it ebbs and flows. The part that's static throughout the entire encounter is that he always does the dread bombs each fourth turn, or technically fifth turn with an extra turn, so every 4 turns. That's the reason why it stays in sync with tower. But in between the dread bombs, it will change whether he's using the rain of bombs first or whether he's using the buff strip. So I'm constantly, as I'm going through the encounter, stopping to check and see how many turns are left on the strip, how many turns are left on the rain of bombs, because I just didn't want to have the situation play out to where I was unprotected, and if I had 3-4 buffs up, I could not afford to have those replaced with the debuffs. So I am going to let this kind of play through, and then let you see the way that it cycles out. I'm going to speed it up and toss some music on, but I will join you at the end. Alright guys, so there you go. Same speeds as hard 10. You can see there was a couple points in there where it got a little dicey. I mistimed the decreased accuracy cooldown, and then I caused Steel Skull to get 3 bombs while that was not active. So I was able to recover from that just with Doom Priest's passive heals and what have, but I'm hoping that if I make a mistake like that on hard 90 with the increased damage, that I'm still going to be able to recover from it, because with a long manual encounter like that, I'm not going to want to try that 10 times over to get one through. But I'm going to re-gear the champions, try to get a little extra speed. I think I'm going to need to be at least 230 speed for hard 90. Not quite sure whether I'm going to have to be faster than the boss or if I can stick to being slower the way that this one was, and keep the Dreadbombs in sync. So I'm going to do that and try to squeeze a little bit more resistance through glyphs or masteries, and then I will come back at hard 90 and wish me luck. I might be seeing you next time with proof that this encounter, or that this comp will work against the hardest difficulty of the encounter. So I appreciate it if you guys joined in. The last video was a huge explosion for the channel, so I'm hoping that as we can see that this works on the higher difficulties, that more people will be able to try to build the team and recreate it. Until then, I'm the Dragon's Beard. Thanks for watching.